As a YouTuber, the YouTube Studio dashboard on desktop is so important. It has all the settings you're ever going to need. It allows you to do all the things you ever need to do on your YouTube channel. Now, whilst the mobile YouTube Studio isn't as fully featured yet, you're going to want to understand and be familiar with the desktop, even if you happen to have a mobile-only device, like a tablet or a phone. Now, if you wonder how to access that on a mobile phone only, I've got a whole video on it over on my mobile channel, so go check that out. This is the first in a series where we're going to go through the YouTube Studio dashboard, and we're going to start with settings today, the settings option. Now, if you look here, this is the main dashboard. You'll see down the left all the menu options, and we're going to be looking at settings, which is the cog at the bottom, just above the send feedback, which is right here. You have a lot of other options, which we're going to check out in future videos, but let's look at settings today. When you click on it, you're going to get this floating screen that comes up with another left-hand menu, which is going to take you in deeper. And some of these options inside the menus are going to have multiple tabs that you can look at and update. So we're going to touch on every single thing that is currently in here, at least on my version. Some tabs will become available or may not be available depending on what you've done before on YouTube. Promotions tab may or may not be there. The agreements one, if you're a brand new YouTuber, you may not have any YouTube Partner Program agreements yet, so you may not have that one. So most of the other ones you should have. We're going to start with the general tab, which is the top tab. This is really simple. This is the default units. There's nothing else on here. This is the default currency you're going to get paid in. And so therefore they're going to set all the settings to convert to that particular currency. So as an Australian, I'm getting paid in Australian dollars. I want to see everything in Australian dollars. It just makes it easier for you to understand in your own currency. It's short and sweet. Let's move on to channels. The channel tab has a lot of things in it. First, you have the basic info tab. Country of residence. This is important. People have asked me, what is this for? Can I set this to America so I get more views in America? That is not what this setting is for. This is why it says country of residence and not just country. This is where you live. This is going to affect how you get paid once you get in the YouTube Partner Program. It says choose the country where you're currently based. So if you're based, have a home base, a studio, you live there, that is the country you put down. So for me, it's Australia. You can learn more by clicking this little blue thing. We're not going to dive into that today. Right below is something called keywords, and you're going to be asking me, well, what's keywords? Is that like tags? Well, kind of. In regards to this section, this is the channel keywords. These are keywords that are descriptive of what your channel's about. So it gives YouTube an understanding of what your channel is going to be talking about. I have like my name on here as keywords. The terms YouTube how-to, YouTube tips, software tutorials, app tutorials, channel reviews, creator help, YouTube tools, YouTube advice, YouTube news, YouTube features, because they're the sort of things that I cover. If it's anything outside of that, I probably don't want to cover it. I'm telling YouTube that this is what my channel's about. Now you have up to 500 characters, just like a tag box on a video, to fill this in. Once you've done that, unless you do a pivot of your channel, you probably want to set and forget it. I don't think there's too much tweaking to do. Once you put this into place thoughtfully, we're going to go to the next tab up the top here, advanced settings. First is audience. This is all to do with your audience. Is this channel made for kids? Is this content for kids to watch, specifically for kids to watch? Or is it a channel that's more of a general audience, like adults, kids, grandmas, grandpas, dads, mums, teens? It's like a general viewing. So this is where we set this setting. It says, do you want to set your channel as made for kids? Now, unless you are a kids channel and you want to try and get in the YouTube Kids app, then you want to say no, because as a default, your channel is not made for kids to watch, as in it is not kids exclusive content. Now you can optionally say, I want to review this setting for every video, and have to include that as part of your upload process and decide on a per video basis. I think that if your channel is for a specific purpose, then you should know this up front and be able to lock this in, Eddie. Lock it in. The next section here is Google Ads account linking. This is where you can link a Google Ads account to your YouTube account. This is for if you want to do any type of promotion or ads on YouTube. So you want to promote your video as a promoted suggested ad, or you want to do some more advanced advertising for a product or service down the road, then this is how that links up to your YouTube account. You can do all your linking in this section here. Below where the accounts are listed, there's a checkbox, if you're in the YouTube partner program, of course, that says only let linked accounts use this channel's videos as ads. So if you're in your YouTube partner program, make sure you've got a Google Ads account, your own Google Ads account listed, and you've checked that box. That stops other people from using your content or promoting your content as an ad. Now, speaking of the whole promotions, I've got a video on that coming really soon, so stay tuned, because this is going to be a corker. It's going to go through and answer a lot of questions and misconceptions you have with the promotions tab and the promote button. You may not have even heard of those, but we'll cover it in that video. Okay, the next section under the Google Ads section is automatic captions. There's a checkbox here that says don't show potentially inappropriate words. I advise to check that. So if you have automatic captions enabled, I would check that in case Google misinterprets your captions when they're converting the captions from your audio, misinterpret something into a swear word or something like that. If this box is checked, it will protect you from accidentally dropping an F-bomb in your closed captions when you didn't mean to drop an F-bomb. Now, if you really did drop an F-bomb, this will also help you by not showing it in the closed captions. It will blank it out. You can find out more by clicking that blue Learn More. Now, we're sort of doubling back to some more advertisement thing. There's a checkbox here for disable interest-based ads. If you want to be paid for your ads, you want to leave this unchecked. If you check this, this will limit how ads are placed on your videos, in the sense of having targeted ads that are targeted at the audience. It's just going to put general based ads that aren't going to be paid as much, that are worth less to you from a CPM point of view. So your potential income is reduced if you check the box. Leave it unchecked unless you have a good reason to check it. Clips. Allow viewers to clip my content. Now, I reckon you should check this box. And the reason why I reckon you should check this box is I think clips are a good community feature. It allows people to clip content and basically share parts of your video out with other people. Now, they're not copying it. They're not re-uploading it. They're not doing any of that. They are creating a customized link to a portion of your video. If they share with people, they can click that link. It'll bring them back to your video, so you get views and watch time. And it also gives them an option, a big button that says view the whole video. So if they look at the clip and go, yeah, this is pretty good, I want to watch the whole video, they can click it and then it'll take you to the start of the video and let them watch it. So having clips on is a great way to have additional promotion of your content. So unless you have a good reason, leave it on. Okay, this is very important. If you ever wanted to hide your channel, this is where you do it. This is a section called channel visibility. Now, you don't want to hide your channel, because if you hide your channel, it'll make it invisible to all viewers. If I click this hide channel box here right now, or this link button, blue button, it means that I will no longer be found on YouTube. It'll be like my channel had been terminated, no one can find me anymore. It says here, when your channel is hidden, your channel, videos and playlists won't be visible to viewers. You can show your channel publicly again anytime. So this is a way of like removing your channel for a time, and then at the future you can come back and put it back up. So you can sort of make it disappear. I would read the Learn More section before even attempting to hide your channel, and see what the consequences are before you do it. That could probably be a whole other video. Let me know if you want that in the description. Now at the bottom here, other settings. These are links that will take you out to manage your YouTube account. So this will take you to a whole other section of your YouTube settings, which is outside of this box. Remove YouTube content. Sounds scary. Now, the remove YouTube content is going to take you to a whole other place on your Google account. Again, that's a whole other video. Don't forget, if you just want to remove one of your videos, you can do that in your content sections. If we need to do a video on that, on the remove YouTube content, then that's something we can look at in the future. Now, the important one here as well, the third tab is the feature eligibility tab. There's 3 sections: standard, intermediate, and advanced. What you can do is, generally when you first open your channel, you will have standard features. it will give you the basics: video uploads, be able to create playlists, add collaborators to playlists, add new videos to existing playlists. All you are required to have is to be free of any active community guideline strikes. So when you start your channel, this is on by default. Second is intermediate features. This gets you more features as you go. It gives you longer videos, gives you the ability to have custom thumbnails, and gives you the ability to live stream. So you want to get this as soon as possible. Now the way you get this is to have standard features enabled and verify your phone number. So this is what we used to call the verifying your YouTube channel. And this is where you do it now on your channel. If you're a brand new channel, then you wanted to get this done as soon as you can. You should be able to do it as soon as you create your account, basically. So make sure you go in and make sure that is enabled as soon as possible. Now, advanced features, you may or may not have this enabled. If you're a brand new channel, you certainly won't. And this gets you access to additional features like appealing content ID claims, being able to live stream more, be able to upload more, be able to create more shorts, be able to embed live streams, put external links in video descriptions. Without this, you won't see clickable links in your video descriptions. And this will also be part of the eligibility for monetization, along with all the other requirements there are. Now, what you need to have this is have intermediate active or enabled, and then you want to do one of the three: video verification, valid ID, channel history. Now, I've done videos on this section before, so if you want to know all the details, then you can check it out right here. But I advise you just to hang out and do channel history. Information is there when you hover over the question mark. Make sure to read it. If you have questions, check out that video. Next, we're going to look at the upload defaults. This is probably one of the most important sections you want to get set up as early as possible, because this is everything that affects or automatically fills out when you upload a video to YouTube. So on the basic info tab, you're going to have the title. Now, generally, every video is going to have its own title, but here I've just put a little reminder to make my titles compelling, because compelling converts. So that's what I've done there. So I will just replace compelling converts with the actual title of the video. The description is where I drop all the things that are going to be in every description of every video currently that I'm uploading. And so it could be links to other videos, affiliate links, other information, things I want to promote, credits for music that I use, all that sort of stuff. So that's all in there. The description is, you can have up to 5,000 characters, which is a fair bit. Next is visibility. Now I have mine set for unlisted. You might think you want to have that set as public, but I have mine set for unlisted because when I upload a video and it's uploaded and done, I don't want it to go public right away. I want to be able to tweak things like pin comments and various other things like that. So I leave it unlisted, and then when I've done all the background things that I want to do, I then go and schedule my video and or make it go public. Another option here is your tags box. This is where you can set your default tags, the tags you want to show up on every video by default. And so that would be things like your channel name, which is what I put in here. There probably isn't too much unless you're very like you may, every video you make is say on Minecraft, and so you're gonna have Minecraft as your default tag, even though that's very broad and everybody uses that. But you're gonna use customized tags per video when you do your video upload. So this is just gonna be minimal right now. This is stuff you want to be in every video. Next is advanced settings. For advanced settings, you can find the following: automatic chapters. This is where, say you don't upload your own manual chapters, that if your video is suitable, YouTube are going to attempt, Google are going to attempt to figure out what you're talking about and actually put in natural chapter breaks so that they can direct people to that specific part of your video, say in the Google search and different things like that. Now, I have it checked, allow automatic chapters and key moments. I don't chapter every video doesn't necessarily need to be chaptered, but where it might want to automatically chapter it and I haven't put chapters, then I'm allowing them to do that. License, you have a number of options. You have two options: standard YouTube license or Creative Commons attribution. Now this goes deep, but suffice to say, unless you want to make your content available for everybody to use, and or you're using Creative Commons yourself, you want to stick with standard YouTube license. If you're monetizing your content and you don't want people to necessarily use your content without your permission, standard YouTube license. This covers you for the standard YouTube license agreement, which is in the terms of service. So go check that out. Category. This is the default category for all your videos. You can change this on individual uploads. So I would go with the one that is the most common for your channel, the one you're going to use on your channel. I use how to and style, but use the best fit for you. They're not exact, so don't stress about category. Just pick the best fit. Language and caption certification. Now, unless you're in the US, you probably don't need to worry about this too much, particularly the caption certification. Just leave it as none. Unless you're in the US and you're making content for US television, then you may need to say something here. Otherwise, always leave it none. Video language. What language do you speak in your videos? That's what that is. Title and description language. What language are you using in your titles and descriptions? I use English. Next is comments. This is where you assess setting applies to comments, to community posts and new videos. Existing videos won't be affected because each video has its own individual comment settings. So you can tweak these and customize them. But what is your main default? I have comments on, and I have my comment moderation set for one of these. None, basic, strict, or hold all. I have mine set for strict. If you say hold all comments made on your channel will go to held for review and will not appear publicly until you approve them. So that is an option, but that's a lot of work, especially when you start getting momentum on your channel. I have mine set for strict. It's the strictest auto moderation without it holding everything. If you get a lot of those spam WhatsApp number type vibes, fake versions of you in comment section, then make sure you go with strict. And you can also turn it off if you want comments off by default on all videos. This won't affect videos that are already uploaded. This is just for future uploads, hence upload defaults. And finally, there's a checkbox here to show how many viewers like this video. So it's going to show your like count publicly. If you hide that, your like count will not be public. You'll just have a like button without the count. That's up to you. That is your preference. I leave mine on. The final tab under upload defaults is monetization. This used to have a lot of stuff in it, but YouTube has simplified this to only give you the option of whether you want mid-rolls or not if you happen to be doing more than 8-minute long videos. That is your only option. When you upload, you get to choose whether you want to monetize or not. This is just the default for if you do monetize. This is the settings it's putting in. You can check or uncheck that for mid-rolls. The next tab is the permissions tab. Now, the interesting thing about permissions tab is this could vary depending on whether you got a personal account or a brand account. What's the difference between those two? Probably not too much these days, but this is where you can link through to your Google account to manage your brand account and channel permissions thereof. Suffice to say, I wouldn't worry about this too much until you're bigger and you need to give people additional permissions on your channel to, say, be a channel manager, be able to edit things, or to just be able to view analytics and not be able to change anything. There's quite a number of options depending on how you set this up, and that's all done in through those links that you see there. We're going to jump straight to community because community is a pretty important one. Automated filters on the top. First of all, you have boxes to add managing moderators and standard moderators. If you'd like, I can do a video about what the difference is between managing moderator and a regular moderator. Chantel Hills has already done one when that was first launched. So if you want to check that out, we'll probably have that pinned. But you can put them in here. Managing moderators have more power than a regular moderator, so just be aware and make sure you watch that video to understand who you're allowing to do what with what on your live streams. There's a box for approved users. Approved users are people who you will automatically allow their comments to go live regardless of what they say. So they could say anything, but you trust them enough to allow the comments to be automatically live always without question. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, this is an important one. The hidden users box. This is all the people that you've ever hidden from your channel, whether you've done it from the comments or from your live chat, or whether you've manually entered their channel name in here and said, ban this imbecile. So this is where you'll find a list of them. Right below that is live redirects. Allows other creators to send their viewers to any other live stream or premiere. Who do I want to allow to raid my live streams or send people to my live streams? So it could be anybody at all on YouTube, or it could be a predefined list, which is in this next box underneath here. And by checking this box, I allow all channels to redirect. Leaving it unchecked, only these people can redirect. So that one is totally up to you. The next box down is the blocked words list. These are the words that if somebody ever types them in your comment section or live chat, you don't want that comment to go public and be seen by people. So you want to put in anything. It could be doxing, like where you live or your telephone number. You can put in swear words that you don't want people to say in your chat. You can put in anything else that's a combination of that. Maybe nicknames you don't want people to call you. Maybe it's derogatory, anything like that. Drop them in the block words list. You can keep adding to this over time. Come back in and add them and add them and add them. And finally, there's a checkbox here, block links. Make sure you check this box because it stops people dropping URLs and email addresses and things like that in your comments or your live chat. So this is what stops people from dropping links in your live streams, in your comments. So make sure that's checked. Now there's a defaults tab. This is pretty short. This is where you also can set comments on your channel. This will mirror what you had up over in the upload defaults. So if I change it here, it'll change there, vice versa. It's just another place where you can go and do that. And there's a checkbox here, messages in your live chat. Hold potentially inappropriate chat messages for review. I recommend having that on. Even if you have moderators, it hides the chat and the moderators can see it and they'll be able to figure out whether that's something that's appropriate or inappropriate. Make it seen again, make it live, or have it removed totally. And if they're saying something rude, then they can just time them out there on the spot without anybody ever seeing that comment in your live chat. So that's a pretty handy one to have checked as well. Now here's one that not everybody's going to have, channel guidelines. You can see it says at the top here, experiment. It says, set the tone for conversations on your channel with guidelines. Add up to 3 guidelines for people to acknowledge before they comment or participate in a live chat for the first time. So people first time on your channel and they go to comment on a live feed or a comment section, they're going to see this list. So make sure you fill this out thoughtfully. This is what I have. And you can have up to 3. I think we mentioned that. And I talk about keeping it family friendly, no profanity, be civil and respectful, and no self-promotion or spam. They'll give you some suggestions in there, but you can change them to what you want them to be if you have it. If you don't have it yet, hang tight. At some point the experiment will end and they'll have it rolled out to everybody. Now here's a tab that not everybody will have. So if you don't have that, you can skip forward to the next section of the video, but it's the promotions tab. This links up with back what we were talking about up in the channel section. We're talking about Google Ads accounts. This is where you can do some more things in regards to that, including what's linked, data linking, bills and payments and so forth. So these are links that take you off to Google Ads to do those things. And finally, there's an agreements tab. This will list every agreement that you've signed, particularly if you're in the YouTube partner program. If you're not in the YouTube partner program, you probably won't have any of these at all. You probably won't have the agreements tab at all. So if you don't, then you probably need to skip to the next section. If you do, what you have listed here, you'll have things like the base terms for the YouTube partner program, and then you can go and read them anytime you want by clicking view agreement. You can have watch page monetization module, so that's ads on regular videos and live streams. You can have the shorts monetization module, which is getting paid for ads on the shorts feed, and the commercial or commerce product addendum. So if you have alternative monetization like memberships, you've linked up a store of some description to sell merch, that sort of thing, then you will have that addendum as well. If you have any questions about anything that we covered in there, make sure you leave a comment below. And if you want to check out those videos that I just mentioned, particularly this one here, that's all about the advanced features, then click this video right here. This is Doug, and I'll catch you later.